Hi lovely yogis and welcome. It's good to connect to you. I'm missing you all and I'm thinking about you every day, and I think it's just fantastic that we're able to still get together on our mats. So the class that I have for you today and for this week, this is a shoulder therapy Hatha yoga class. So not so much strengthening the muscles around the shoulders, as everything we're doing is designed to help relax and release tension in shoulders, in the chest, upper back, and the neck, because all of those places are related to lack of mobility and tension in the shoulders. So let's get started, and we're going to start cross ankles, bringing hands together at your chest. So we'll start with some shoulder circles, taking arms down and out to the side, circling them up over your head until palms touch, and as you exhale, sliding your hands down the front of your body to where you started. Keeping your spine up, straight and tall, and moving with the breath. As you breathe in, lifting the arms. As you exhale, sliding them down past your chest. And with each in-breath, lifting the top of your head a little bit higher. Keep drawing the shoulders and upper arms all the way back as the arms reach wide. All the muscles in your face nice and soft and relaxed. And sinking the thighs and the knees down. Soften the muscles in your mouth, your jaw, your cheeks, eyes, and your forehead. And then bringing hands to heart. On your next inhale, reach your arms up over your head, circle them out to the sides, and reach them back behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back and lift your chest a little bit higher. Just stretching up through the sides of the neck, and then drop your chin down to your throat. Taking your shoulders a little bit further back. Once more, sink the thighs and the knees. And each time you breathe in, lift your chest closer towards your nose. Keeping your spine tall and straight, and keeping your weight towards your spine, not so much towards the front of your body. And lifting your chin, you release your arms and reach them back up over your head, this time interlacing fingers, turning palms away from you, and taking a few stretches side to side. So stretching out the back of the wrist, stretching out upper arms, side body. Keep those knees down. Try not to rock from side to side on your bum. Check your breath. And then come back to center. Release your hands and sweep them back behind you. We're going to bring palms onto the floor and the feet forwards, at least as wide as your mat or wider. And we're going to roll knees to side to side. Now keep your bum on the floor. Don't lift your bum to get your knee closer to the ground. Right? Both sides of your bum and pelvis on the ground. Then rolling your knees, thighs, and your shins left to right with your breath. Exhale down. Inhale up. And press your chest forwards as your shoulders go back, and keep lifting your sternum and your chest up. Keep noticing your breath. Now next time you bring your knees to center, keep them there. Slide the soles of your feet together and flop your knees open away from each other. So we're coming to Baddha Konasana legs. Then bouncing your knees up and down. And try to keep your inner groins relaxed. So this is a kind of a bouncy movement. You're not squeezing the muscles in the inner thighs to lift the knees each time they go up. All right, letting the knees sink. We're going to take it into a twist. Right hand over your left ankle or shin. Lift your chest and swivel all the way around to the left. Once you're in the twist, drop the thighs and the knees again so leg bones feel heavy, nice and rooted down so that you can grow up. Each time you breathe in, lift your waists, lift your ribs higher away from hips. And circling forwards, left fingers hook around the right leg, right arm twist back behind you. So we're heavy in the pelvis, but the upper body you want to try to keep lifting up, using inhales to take your rib cage up and your head up away from the floor. On an inhale, untwist yourself. We stretch legs straight out in front of you. Back up tall and straight. Bend your left knee up, stepping left foot over your right thigh. Lift your heart and twist around again to the left. So you're going to hold on to your left leg with your right hand or your forearm or your elbow. And then check your right foot. So flex your right ankle, push your heel away from you, pull the right toes straight up to the ceiling. Don't flop them out to the side. Keep lifting up tall through your spine. Untwisting, sliding that left foot over to the inside of your right thigh and dropping your knee down. Check that right foot is still flexed and not flopping to the side. And then drop your right hand to the floor in line with your right hip and reach the left arm over. And maybe it's that left arm straight up, or maybe you're tipping a little bit further over to the right. Whatever you do, sink your left thigh, sink the left knee, and drop your left bum down into the floor. It should not be lifting. Check that right foot again. Keep it flexed. Coming up to center on an inhale. Now we're going to tip it forwards into Janu Shasana. So either hands on the floor or hands on your shin or reaching for your foot. And keep stretching your chest forward. So when we do this pose as a warm-up, compared to the end of the class, it's very different. So allow for your body feeling a little bit tighter than it might usually feel in this posture. Keep lengthening the sides of your neck and the top of your head forwards away from your pelvis. On an inhale, coming all the way up and stretching your left leg straight, feet together, big toes together, then bend the right knee up and step your right foot over your left thigh. We lift the chest and circle around to the right. Keep flexing your left ankle. And careful not to lift that right bum off the ground. Keep the right bum on the floor. So pelvis stays nice and square and flat to the ground the whole time here. Using your breaths to lengthen up. Still stretching that left heel forward as you untwist yourself. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Drop the right knee down. And don't flop that left foot. As you tip over onto your left hand, right arm reaches up. Doesn't matter how far over you do or don't go. Just keep that right bum on the ground. Keep the right thigh, knee, and shin dropping. And keep checking on the straight leg foot. Toes point straight up. Left knee points straight up. That's going to help to release your hips. With an inhale, coming up to center. And then we're taking that forward fold again, either hands to the floor or hands to your shin, or all the way down if you're able to reach that left foot. Just keep that left foot flexed. Everything in your body is connected. So if your foot flops, that affects your neck, it affects your shoulders, and it affects your back and your hips, and everything else. So we want to be super aware of every part of your body in each posture. Stay with the breath. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up. Coming to cross ankles again. We take some shoulder rolls. So a circle in one direction for a few breaths. So mind is still focused on the breath, changing direction, rolling in the opposite way. Keep lifting with your chest. And then bring fingers to shoulders with elbows touching and make those circles bigger. So elbows go down and back, up and over. Bringing elbows to touch each other each time they're in front of your chest. Don't let your back round. And then circle in the opposite direction. Taking the elbows and upper arms as far back as you can and lifting your chest a little bit higher each time the elbows go back. Let's release the arms, stretch them wide. We're going to eagle arms, left arm underneath the right. Squeezing the arms together. If you can't twist the forearms, hook your fingers over your shoulders or even over your shoulder blades, but then lift your elbows. So either way, we're lifting the elbows up. And if you're twisting your forearms, don't drop your hands towards your head. So the elbows and the hands, if you've got the fingers together, move forwards, not dropping towards you. Still keeping the spine tall and straight, lifting chest high with each breath. Keep that height as you release your arms. You can shake the hands out if you need to. And then wrap your right arm underneath your left. Okay, so again, you can have fingers hooking around shoulders or the upper back, but lift the elbows up. Keep squeezing the upper arms in towards each other, trying to get the elbows to cross over the midline. Relax the sides and back of your neck. Even though shoulders are lifting, you want them to be soft. And with an exhale, release the arms down. From here, we're going to wide legs, Upavishta legs. Flex your ankles, lift your chest, and twist around to the left. So we're pushing the heels down hard into the floor. Knees point up to the roof. Don't roll them out away from each other. That affects your hips, affects the tension in the inner thighs. Keep lifting tall as you circle your chest forward and exhale around to the opposite side. Check your feet again. It's amazing how quickly we forget about the legs and the feet. Check that the sides of the neck are both long. And then circling forwards again. Taking a few shoulder rolls once more. Lift your chest up away from your tummy. Circling your shoulders in the opposite direction. Now we're keeping legs wide. We're going to Gomukhasana arms. You've got three options. So we're going to take left arm up first, either interlacing fingers behind your back with the right forearm up your back. If you can't do that, pause and go and get yourself a strap. And then you hold your strap in your left hand and drop that down your back. Other option is holding onto left elbow, upper arm with your right hand. And that can sometimes actually give you an even deeper stretch down the left side of your body. So do what is most comfortable for you. And then keep your neck relaxed. Try not to tilt your head to one side. Let's change it to the other side. If you're using strap in the right hand, you drop it down your back, or interlace fingers, no strap, or pressing onto the right elbow, upper arm with your left hand. Now you can see as I do that, that actually brings the upper arm in closer to my head, which gives that deeper stretch over the right ribs and the right outer upper arm. Neck is relaxed. Notice your breath. And then releasing out. And from here, we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. So we're going to go into some cats and cows, moving with the breath. As you breathe out, round your back up. On the in-breath, tipping chest down and looking forwards. So press down firmly into all 10 fingers so they're flat on the floor, and try to sink your shin bones and the tops of the feet into the mat. Check that your feet are straight back behind your knees and you don't have toes coming in towards each other. And coming into a flat back. We're going to go into a side baby down dog, walking your hands off to the left. Keep your hips and thighs over your knees. Don't sit back towards your heels as you slide your arms forward. And if you need to, you drop your elbows and forearms to the ground. Maybe your forehead is hanging in the air. Maybe it's on the mat or on the floor. Check those shins again. So it's the same shins as when you were doing your cats and cows. Parallel to each other, toes straight back behind knees. And walking up onto your palms and over to the other side. Just slide those arms out away from you. Don't lean the hips to the left or the right. And maybe your thighs are leaning forwards in front of the knees. Make sure that's not the case. Just shift your hips directly over the knee joints. You want the thighs to be weight-bearing for the pelvis here, not the knees. Making your way back to center. Okay, now once you have your arms to center, we're going to roll the shoulders. So palms are flat on the floor. We're circling the shoulder blades around on the upper back. Your elbows will bend. It's not so much rounding the spine like you were in your cats and cows. And circle your shoulders in the opposite direction. Keep the thumbs on the floor. Check in with your breath. You're rolling the shoulders in the other direction again. Alright, now we're going to either come up onto shins, so then the knees will be a little bit apart, or if you can and it's comfortable on the knees, sit down with your bum towards your heels. So reach back and interlace your fingers behind your back like you did earlier with crossed legs. Okay, so if this doesn't feel good on your knees, lift your bum up and just be on the shins. Keep lifting your chest each time you breathe in. And releasing your hands, we're coming back onto all fours. Once you're on hands and knees, hips are over the knees and the arms slide forward for full baby down dog. So elbows, you can drop to the ground if you feel like it, or they're lifted and straight. If your elbows are straight, keep pushing them up away from the floor. Don't push them down. Relax the back of your neck. Relax your throat, your mouth. Relax your cheeks and your eyes. Keep noticing the breath flowing in and out. Walking back up onto your hands. From here, we're moving into downwards facing dog. Knees go up. Stretching back into heels. You're welcome to walk your dog and pedal your knees. You can roll your hips. You can roll your shoulders. You can bend your elbows. Settle into all your joints. And walking yourself forwards. Come to a standing forward bend at the top of your mat. Knees can be bent or straight. Hands can be on the ground, or you can hold onto your forearms. Whatever you're doing with arms, just drop your head. Head is super heavy. Each time you breathe out, feeling the weight of your body sink into the soles of the feet, into your arms, into the top of your head. Now if you're holding onto your arms, drop them down, and we're going to float with the breath. On your inhale, circling all the way up until palms touch over your head. As you breathe out, sinking down, sweeping arms to the side until you're in the deepest forward fold. Then keep going up and down, wide circles with arms. Don't take your arms forward. That keeps the shoulders tight. Circle the arms out to the side and up. Try to get the palms together. If you can, arms stay straight over your head. If you can't do that, you keep the elbows bent. Do whatever you can. But stay with the noticing of your breath. Floating up on the in-breath. Down on the exhale. Okay, we're going to stay standing. So next time arms overhead, you hold onto your forearms and elbows and take some side stretches, left to right. As you go side to side, push out with your knees to firm your legs up. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. And then coming to center and releasing arms down, shoulders back. On an inhale, reach your arms up. On your exhale, forward bend again. Now we're going to take a twist. So keeping your right hand on the floor underneath your right shoulder, we'll circle the left arm all the way up. Either keeping the left arm reaching up or bringing your left hand onto your left hip. And now tip forwards into that right hand. Like lean into your hand. Don't lean into your bum. A circle arm down and then twist the right arm up. Straight up over the shoulder. Either arm stays up or hand on your right hip. Again, tip forwards. Don't lean back into your bum and the backs of your legs. On an exhale, bringing the right hand down. And from there, stepping yourself back to downwards facing dog. Moving to Surya Namaskar. Breathing forwards into plank. On an exhale, lower your chest down, lower your body down. In-breath lifts your chest, either cobra or upwards facing dog. And back to downwards dog. So check those hands are flat on the ground. So your hands can go as wide as you need them in your down dog. Don't feel like your hands need to be on your mat. If you look at me, I work very wide with my hands in my down dog. That gives a really good shoulder release. Okay, stepping forward, standing forward bend at the top of the mat. On an inhale, big circle of your arms up over your head. Exhaling, hands to your chest. On your next in-breath, reach up again. Exhale, forward fold, tipping to toes. Lengthen. And then take it back to down dog. Okay, so again, palms and fingers flat on the ground wherever you need them. Coming forwards on an in-breath, lowering down on your exhale. As your chest lifts, shoulders pull to your spine. Don't let them crunch forwards towards your chest. And then pushing back to hold your down dog. Each time you breathe in, lift your hips a little bit higher. Each time you breathe out, squeezing heels towards the ground. And if you need to, your knees bend. Don't feel you need to keep the legs straight or keep trying to make them straight. Taking feet forwards to the top of the mat again, feet are parallel. And with an in-breath, rise. Exhaling, hands to chest. I'm going to do one more. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, forward fold. You will lengthen on an in-breath. Traveling back to your downwards facing dog as you exhale. Next inhale, slide forwards to plank. On your out-breath, lower down. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale back to downwards facing dog. Once more, holding down dog. Lengthen the sides of your neck forwards towards your ears, keeping your ears on the same level as your upper arms, not dropping them lower, and don't look forward. Looking forwards, that lifts the ears too high. Stepping up to the top of your mat again. With your in-breath, rise, arms all the way up, and keep facing the direction you're facing. We're going to take eagle arms. Swinging the arms wide and wrapping your left arm underneath your right. So just the same as when you were sitting. So if you can't twist the forearms together, you hook fingers over the shoulders, but lift your elbows. Try to relax the sides of the neck and your throat. Make sure your hands are not dropping towards your head. Press your hands forwards away from you. Keep breathing and release the arms down. Swing them open and then take the other side. Right arm underneath the left. Just check those forearms point straight up if you've got the twist. Hands moving forwards away from your forehead. If you've got fingers hooked over the shoulders, lift your elbows. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And on your next exhale, releasing arms down. On an in-breath, we'll stretch the arms up over your head. As you breathe out, forward fold. Now we're staying in the forward bend. Lengthen your spine and step your left leg back into a lunge. Okay, take your left foot far enough back that your front knee is over your front heel. So shin directly underneath the knee. And then when you lift your chest into your high lunge, we're going to circle the shoulders. Just taking a few rolls there, hands nice and relaxed. And reaching arms up alongside your ears. Come to warrior one arms. If you can, we want to lock the elbows dead straight, but if that tightens your shoulders too much, you bend the elbows and maybe take the hands a little bit wider apart. On an exhale, sweeping hands down, we'll step forwards, take it to the other side, right leg back. So again, make sure the front knee is over the front heel so you're not hurting your knee. Don't have the knee over the line of the top of your foot or your toes. So it's quite precise. Rolling the shoulders. Feeling the breath move through you. And then sweeping arms up to warrior one. Again, elbows straight if you can. Forearms parallel to each other rather than in a V shape. It's only if the shoulders feel very uncomfortable here that you want to open the arms. Sweeping hands to the floor, stepping your foot forwards. We're staying in the forward bend again. You take your feet a little bit wider to the edges of the mat, but make sure that your big toes turn in slightly. And hooking your right fingers over your left ankle or calf, maybe it's even over your knee or your thigh. And twisting your left arm up to the sky. So either keep left arm straight up or bring your left hand onto your hip or even onto your lower back. So you bend the right elbow, you can pull with that right hand, but stretch your chest down towards the floor. I take it over to the other side, hooking the left fingers over the right leg, tip into your toes, tip into the fronts of the shins as that right arm goes up, and you can have right hand on your hip if you want. And bringing the right arm down. Bring your feet in again to hip distance, and we're stepping the left leg back into your high lunge. Arms straight up into warrior one. Try to have that left leg straight behind you. That gives a better stretch over your left hip. Taking your arms back, interlace your fingers behind your back. Your arms can rest on your body, or if you want to, you lift your hands up away from your back. And keep the shoulders heavy. Don't scrunch them up towards your ears. Hands to the floor. And coming into Pasvatanasana. So we're just straighten the front leg. Left heel turns in and down to a 45-degree angle. Hands can be on your shin or your ankle or fingertips on the ground. Or if you're a little bit deeper, you can reach the arms forwards. But guys, try not to bend the front knee. So if that right knee is bending as you fold over it, step your left foot further up your mat towards the right foot so that your feet are closer together rather than that left foot so far back behind you. Walking hands around to the left side of your mat. Turn your feet parallel and we're coming into the full wide leg forward fold, sinking the top of the head all the way down. And you choose how wide you want your feet. Knees can be bent or straight. Either way, make sure you're pushing your knees out away from you and away from each other. So often we bend the knees and then they conk in towards the floor. So press the knees apart. Walking back up onto hands. Turn your right toes to the front of your mat again, and we're going to come into a high lizard. So you're turning up onto the back toes again. Check the front knee is over the front heel. It's not behind the line of the heel or over the top of the foot again. And arms straight underneath your shoulders. Left leg is nice and straight, heel pointing up to the roof. Left knee points to the floor. And then let's take a twist. So you're going to balance on your left hand, and we lift that right arm all the way up. Nothing in the legs changes, nothing in the feet changes from that high lizard. You're just twisting the right arm up. Right hand can also be on your hip. Bringing your right hand down. Step your left foot up to the top of your mat. And on an inhale, circle your arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hands to your chest. On an in-breath, reach up again. On your exhale, circle and forward bend. Now we're moving into the lunge on the other side. Right leg back. Check that your left knee is over your left heel. And then reach your arms up to warrior one. Right leg straight if you can get it straight. Hips nice and square to the front of your mat. And sweeping your arms back behind you. Reach back and interlace or clasp your hands. Again, hands can touch your body or you can lift them up, but don't let the lifting of the arms away from you tighten your neck and your shoulders. Keep breathing consciously as you take your hands down to the floor. Turning your right heel in and down behind you, we come to Pasvattanasana. So front knee straightens, that's the left leg straight. You can have hands on your shin, on your ankle, fingertips on the ground, or walking your hands forward to increase the side body stretch. So whenever you're stretching your side body, that actually releases the shoulders as well. Really push down hard into the ground with that right heel, and if you can't get front knee straight, right foot's closer to your left foot. Walking your hands around to the right side of your mat, turn your feet parallel, and then into that deep forward fold again. Lift the inner ankles up, lift the inner arches of your feet up, and press out with knees, whether they are bent or straight. Nice, relaxed breathing. Your breathing is really important, guys. Keep your mind focused on the breath and keep your breath soft and gentle. Walking back up onto hands, turn your left toes to point to the front of your mat. Step the right foot a little bit wider as you turn your right heel up to your high lizard. Arms on the inside of your left leg. Left knee is straight up over that left heel again. Arms directly underneath the shoulders. Keep your back nice and flat and long. And we'll balance on the right hand and lift the left arm up to the roof. You can either keep the arm straight up or left hand onto your left hip. Notice your breath. Bringing the left hand down. Or step forwards to the top of the mat. So keep your feet on the edges of the mat, so feet are wider than hips. And reach your arms back behind you. Interlace the fingers. Keep tipping into toes. Your knees can be bent, but hang your head. The more you stretch your legs straight, the more you've got to tip forwards into your head and into the fronts of the feet and shins. Don't lean back into backs of thighs. Each exhale, softening the sides of the neck and making your head heavier. And let's release the arms. Bringing your feet back into hip distance apart and stepping back into downwards facing dog. From down dog, we inhale forwards into plank. Exhale down onto the front of your body. We're coming into a Sphinx pose. So forearms parallel, dropping your chin to your throat. We'll take a few side rolls with the head. So chin stays tucked in as it rolls from left to right. If your chin moves away from your throat, you're going a little bit too high. So a nice little roll side to side. Just hanging your head down to center now. And from here we're going to make our way back to our downwards facing dog. Just giving a nice long stretch out in your down dog. Check those fingers and palms are flat. Both sides of each wrist are flat on the floor as well. Relax your neck fully. Then making your way forwards to the top of the mat. And now bringing your hands back behind your head. Press the elbows out away from each other, nice and wide. And on an in-breath, lift yourself all the way up. Stay standing. And take a few side stretches, left to right. Make sure that you are breathing as you move side to side. Don't hold your breath. So tension in the ribs here can make you hold the breath, and we don't want that because that's going to cause more tension. And coming back to center and releasing your arms down. Rolling shoulders all the way back. With an inhale, reach up. As you breathe out, forward fold. From your forward fold, we're stepping the left leg back into a lunge. Arms lift up on an inhale to warrior one. And then from here, we open up to warrior two. Turn the left heel in and down, arms parallel to the floor. Right knee is over your right heel. Squaring your chest to the left side of your mat. And now we're going to move with the breath. On an inhale, arms reach up as the front knee straightens. Exhale to bend the front knee back to warrior two. Arms come down. Inhale, straighten, palms touch overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, bend, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale and exhale, bend. Now holding your warrior two legs, we're going to side angle pose, either elbow to thigh or right fingers to the ground, and reach your left arm up over your head. From there, sweeping your arm down the left side of your body. So arm comes forwards in front of your chest and down towards the left hip, and then back up again. Exhale down, inhale, sweep up. Keep going, following the breath. And now next time your arm goes over your head, we hold it there, full side angle pose. Remember, you can have right elbow, forearm on your right thigh. Press the right knee all the way back away from your chest. And then hands to the floor and stepping forward. We're going to step that right leg straight back. And on an inhale, come up to warrior one arm. So you're up in your high lunge again. From here into warrior two, turn the right heel in and down behind you. Arms parallel to the floor. Press the left knee nice and wide. And moving with the breath, on an inhale, left leg straightens, arms reach up over your head, palms touch. Exhale, bend back into warrior two. Pulsing in your own time, inhale, lift, exhale, bend. Make sure each time your left knee bends, you push it open wide. Inhale to straighten, arms up. Exhale for warrior two. If your arms bend as they go up, that's fine. All right, we're coming into that side angle pose, taking left elbow, forearm to left thigh, right arm over your head, maybe left fingertips to the ground. And sweeping that right arm all the way down to the right hip and then back up on your inhale. So full rotation in that shoulder joint all the way up, all the way down. Inhale, lift arm up, exhale, sweep down your side. Keep pressing the left knee back with the left arm. Now next time your arm goes up, we'd hold the arm over the head. Keep the right leg nice and strong with the knee pushing up away from the floor. Right baby toes on the ground. And then taking hands to the ground and stepping back into downwards dog. Holding that dog for a few breaths. And then dropping down onto your shins, curl into a little ball, full child's pose, taking your arms down your sides. Don't worry if your bum is not touching your heels, and don't worry if your forehead is not touching the floor. Really relax the arms. So we want heavy shoulders, heavy upper arms. Relax the elbows. Relax the forearms, the wrists. Soften the palms and the fingers. Now walking back up onto your hands and knees, and lift your knees into downwards facing dog again. Hold your down dog. Be aware of your breathing. Walking your feet forwards to the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Big toes a little bit in. Outer edges of your feet are parallel. And hold onto forearms or elbows. And you can sway from side to side. Knees can be bent. Relax the throat. And then center yourself. And roll yourself slowly all the way up to standing. Now, if you don't have a strap or a belt, pause here and go and get yourself one and then come back. And now we're going to hold the strap. And what I want you to do is make sure that that strap is nice and tight. This is not about how wide your hands are. So you go as wide as feels comfortable for you. But we want to try and keep that strap nice and tight. And I'll just watch a few. We're going to circle the arms all the way back and all the way forward. Now that was with straight elbows. And you can also do it with bent elbows. So you breathe in and you lift. And then you bend both elbows at the same time, taking the arms back. As you go up on the inhale, elbows bend, arms come forward. And now don't do this. Don't bend one elbow and then the other. And you can see how my neck really crunches on one side and twists a little bit there. Keep both arms the same. So inhale and lift up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale forwards. Right? In your own time with your own breath, keep checking those elbows, either both bent at the same time or both straight. Right? You're only going to do yourself a disservice and mess up your shoulders and your neck if you bend one and straighten the other. So what we really want here is that strap to be tight. Right? So we're pulling the hands against something to release the shoulder joint. So it's keeping the strap tight. Whether you're bent or straight in the elbows is actually quite irrelevant. It's the resistance that is important here as you pull your hands against the strap. Okay, let's drop that strap down to the ground and come back up to the top of your mat. breathing in to reach up. Exhale to fold. Lengthen your spine and take your left leg back behind you. Now we're going to take a twisting triangle. So left heel turns in and down, and it doesn't matter how close your left foot is to your right foot. Okay, to get the front knee straight, you might have to have that left foot all the way almost to the very front of the mat with the right foot. Keep your left hand either on the ground or left hand on your ankle or shin, right hand onto your right hip. And then check that that left heel is down. It's not straight behind the toes, it's turned in a little bit and down. Then either right hand stays on your hip or you can reach the right arm straight up. So full twisting triangle. Keep breathing. And bringing your right hand down and stepping the left foot forwards. We're going straight to the other side. Right leg steps back. Again, maybe you've got to slide that right foot a little bit further forwards. You choose what is right for your hips. Try and get the front knee straight. Back heel is turned in and back heel is on the floor. And right hand on the floor or hand on your ankle or shin. Left hand to left hip. Twist your chest towards the left. Maybe lift that left arm straight up. That's not imperative. Do what feels best in your chest and shoulders. This is to open the shoulders, not close them, so you should feel comfortable. And bringing your arm down. Now step up to the top of the mat. On an inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. All right. We're going to bring the left arm across your chest and make sure your elbow is not bent. Elbow locked straight. Okay, otherwise this doesn't work. Then you hook your right forearm and elbow underneath the left arm. Lift up tall and straight, don't bend to the side. And then if you want to go deeper, do a little bit of a twist of your ribs towards the right. Ribs and shoulders twist to the right, but your head keeps looking in the direction your toes are pointing. Don't turn your head. Lengthen up through both sides of your neck. Check the straight arm is really, really straight. Lock the elbow. Bending the elbow can be bad for the elbow joint and the shoulder as well. And then release out. Okay, other side, right arm across your chest. Don't bend the elbow, lock it fully straight. Keep it straight as the left arm hooks underneath the right arm. You either stay like that or twist your chest and your ribs and your shoulders a little bit towards the left, but keep your face pointing forwards again in the direction of your toes. Notice your breathing. Keep the breath soft. Check that that right elbow is still straight. And then release out. You can take a few shoulder rolls. And then on an inhale, we'll reach the arms up. And on your exhale, forward fold. Swinging arms back behind you, clasp or interlace fingers. And now we're going to bend the right knee. Drop your right shoulder towards your right knee. Left leg is straight. Twist your chest in the direction of your left leg. Press the knees out away from each other. And then taking it to the other side. Right leg straightens, left knee bends. Twist your chest towards the right. Tip into your toes and the fronts of the shins. Tip into your head. And once more, taking it to the other side. Right knee bends, left leg straight. Chest turns to the left. Press your knees out away from each other again. Back to center. Right leg straightens, left knee bends. Turn your chest towards the right. Keep tipping forwards, not back. And then coming back to center. Now we're staying in this deep forward bend. Release your arms. You could hold onto ankles or calves with hands, or just keep stretching fingertips towards the floor, or maybe even pushing your palms flat on the ground. Relax your head, so you can roll your head out a little bit. Each exhale, softening your whole body a millimeter deeper. And then from here, making your way down to the floor. So when you come to sitting, you open your legs out wide, and you need your strap. And now our strap again is for resistance. So you hold it as wide or as narrow feels most comfortable for you. I prefer quite wide here. And now it's pulling the hands away from each other. We'll stretch your arms up and take a few side stretches. And this is not about the side stretch. It's not about going as deep to the side as you can. It's about just tilting to the side and keeping the resistance of hands pulling away from each other. Flex your ankles hard. Push the heels down firmly into the ground so legs are nice and strong to give you support for your upper body and your spine. Keep pulling the hands away from each other as you tip side to side. Again, you don't have to go very far to the left or the right. Keep breathing, guys. And coming back to center, we're going to drop that strap down. We're coming to Upavishta Shasana, bringing the left foot to the inside of your right thigh. And make sure that you keep your bum on the floor here. Tipping your one bum off the ground does not make you fall deeper. That's an illusion. It actually just tightens your back and tightens the hips. So keep the thighs down. Flex your right ankle and tip forwards onto your hands. If you can, you slide the palms further forward. Make sure that your neck relaxes. Now check in with that right leg. Foot is still flexed. Right toes and knee point up to the roof. Don't drop that right baby toe out down towards the floor. Now nice, soft, gentle breaths here. Fully relaxing into the front of your body, but keeping the right foot and leg strong and active. And walking your hands all the way up. Open the left leg out. Bring the right foot in. Flex your left ankle. Toes point to the roof. Bum flat on the ground on both sides as you go forwards. Then you always get to that point where you feel like you want to lift the one bum off the ground. Don't do that. Keep it down. Okay, whatever you do in your pelvis affects your shoulders. So lifting the one bum here tightens your shoulders. Keep sinking the pelvis down and softening into the chest with the breath. Keep breathing. And walking your hands all the way up. Now when you come all the way up, we'll open the right leg again. And coming into either cross ankles, or if that doesn't feel good, you can have both legs straight. If your legs are straight, check that you don't flop the big toes apart. Keep those big toes touching each other if you do this with knees straight. Otherwise, cross ankles if that's comfortable for you. And lifting your chest up high, rolling the shoulders back. We're going to take some head rolls with an exhale, dropping chin to throat. Then we're rolling one ear to one shoulder and circling your head all the way back and around to the other side until chin comes to where you started. Now keep rolling in the same direction as you start. I'll tell you when to change. Make sure that your weight is leaning back towards your spine, not towards your chest, particularly when your chin tucks down. And as you breathe in, the face lifts up. As you breathe out, rolling down and under. Allow the thigh bones to sink. The legs feel really heavy here. Each time you breathe in, lifting your chest. And next time your nose points down, take a pause. And then rolling in the opposite direction. Lift your heart up, roll the shoulders back again. In-breath circles your face up and over. Exhale, rolls it down and under. Relaxing the feet, relaxing the hands. Keep noticing your breathing. And next time your nose points down, we'll stay there. You're going to bring your arms over the front of your forehead and the top of your head. Hook your fingers over your skull with the elbows touching. Take in a deep breath and round your back. So we're trying to touch elbows to belly button, but as you do that, don't forward bend. Like if your elbows are getting to your ankles or your shins, you need to lift a little bit higher. Lean towards your back. Lean your pelvis back. Try and round and touch your belly button with elbows. Keeping elbows together if you can. Then release the arms. Curl yourself all the way up. And we're going to go into one last forward fold. So stretching your legs straight out in front of you. Big toes stay together. Don't flop the feet open. Keep the big toes touching and the feet flat as if you're standing on them. And then spine stays straight as you tip forward. Don't round your back. So either tipping onto fingers on the floor, or hands on your shins, or even hands on knees, or hands over the toes, or holding the outer edges of the feet. And then lengthen your chest forwards. On an exhale, sink your chest down. Keep moving your chest forwards away from your belly. Don't look back towards your chest. You're looking at your shins or forwards towards your feet. Softening the sides and the back of the neck. Relax your throat. Relax your eyes. Deep, long out breaths. And then curling yourself all the way up. And now we're going to make our way down onto backs for Shavasana. So we'll take a full 5 minutes here. So adjust yourself, wiggle around until you feel completely comfortable. And then relax those arms, resting them wherever they are comfortable for you. Make sure that your shoulders can fully drop down and release. Flopping the feet, relaxing your leg muscles, and bringing your awareness back to the flow of your breath. Following the breath in from tip of nose all the way into chest and belly. Following that same breath all the way back out again to where you started. Noticing the sense of freedom and spaciousness that comes as you breathe in. Noticing that deep, sinking, releasing sensation that comes as you breathe out. Each time you breathe out, feeling your body sink and drop. Each time you breathe out, relaxing all the muscles in your whole body, just that little bit more. Each out-breath dropping you deeper into the ground. Each out-breath giving you a deeper release. Soften over the forehead and the eyebrows. Relax your eyelids. And feel your eyeballs drop down into the back of your skull. All the muscles in the eye sockets and around the edges of the eyes soften and release. Relax your cheeks, your lips and mouth. Relax your chin. Soften into the jawline from the chin to the tips of the ears. All the muscles in the sides and the back of the neck release. Each time you breathe out, your chest feels a little bit more free, a little bit more open, a little bit more relaxed. And now allowing all the last little bits of tension anywhere in the body to fully soften and fully let go. And now draw your awareness back to noticing your breath flow. Notice your body moving and pulsing with your breath. Sending that breath all the way down your arms to hands and fingers, all the way down your legs to feet and toes. Just start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Roll your head from side to side. And when you're ready, you get to take a deep breath and stretch your body, reaching arms over your head. Full body stretch. Maybe hugging knees into chest. going to carefully make our way all the way up to sitting. Bringing hands to the heart. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste, everyone.